We have spent significant effort of reinforcing the doors, both exterior and interior. We've done enhanced security lighting and electrical systems around the Capitol for detection. So there's been significant upgrades that have occurred over this past year.
And we spoke to local political scientists about how they're approaching tomorrow's anniversary.
KSHB 41 News reporter Dan Cohen joins us live with their perspective, including one from the University of Kansas. Dan, what did they tell you?
Taylor and Lindsay, they told me that it's going to change how they teach and the conversations that they have with their classes when they resume from winter break in about a week or so. Patrick Miller works in the University of Kansas Political Science Department, and he told me that it's not only going to change how this is taught in college classrooms, but at the primary education level as well. And he says this is going to be debated between people who view the attack on the Capitol as a violent insurrection to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power, or between those who view it as a peaceful protest against a fraudulent election.
So I would not be surprised if this became something that is just another one of those culture war points, if you will, about what can and cannot be discussed in public schools or how it should be discussed. We can censor topics all we want or teach them a certain way all we want, but there's also a wealth of information out there that young people are going to encounter one way or another.
Professor Miller told me that he is teaching a campaigns and elections class in the fall, and Taylor and Lindsay, he said that he is going to be shifting his focus in that class to the state of American democracy as it relates to American elections. Back to you.
So Dan, let's talk about that a little bit more. What does he mean by focusing more on the state of American democracy? Did he give you and I guess his future students a preview of what that class will entail?
Yeah, Taylor and Lindsay, he did. He said that he and his peers have been, quote, taking American democracy for granted, and he compared his lessons to those who teach Latin American politics, Asian politics, Middle Eastern politics. The way they teach about those systems of government is completely different from ours, and he also talked about elections that happen in countries around the world, and he said that a lot of them happen involving mass protests and often thousands of people dying during the electoral process. That obviously was not the case on January 6th, but it was still a violent day that disrupted the peaceful transfer of power. This is something we're going to continue talking about in the 6 o'clock hour when I speak to a UMKC political science professor. That's coming up in our next hour.
All right, Dan, thank you very much.